Life, especially in this modern world, feels like a constant barrage. We rush from task to task, barely catching our breath, and along the way, we inevitably face frustration, irritation, and offense. Someone cuts us off in traffic. A colleague makes a snide comment. A friend lets us down. And in these moments, the natural reaction is often anger. We feel the heat rising in our chest, the clenching of fists, the urge to lash out. But what if we told you that in these moments, when your emotions are threatening to consume you, there's a better way? What if we told you that in these moments, you have the power not to react, but to rise above, to take control, to find peace instead of conflict? In a world full of triggers, of insults and offenses, how do you respond? Do you fight back, yell, or let your anger consume you? Or do you do something completely unexpected, something powerful, something timeless, something stoic? We all know how it feels to be offended. Whether it's a harsh word, a hurtful gesture, or an unjust treatment, the sting can be powerful. It can throw us off balance, cloud our judgment, and leave us questioning our self-worth. But here's the truth. Offense doesn't have to control us. We don't have to let it dominate our minds or direct our actions. In fact, it is not the offense itself that matters, but how we choose to react to it. That choice, how we handle the situation, is where our power lies. And it's in these moments of anger and hurt that we must remember something important. We have a choice. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, knew this truth well. They understood that the key to living a fulfilled life isn't about avoiding offense, but about how we respond when it comes our way. Picture this. You're walking down a crowded street, the noise of the world pressing in on all sides. Cars honk as they weave through traffic. People rush by, heads buried in their phones, eyes glazed over with the weight of the world. You're just trying to get to your destination, to make it through another day, but then it happens. Someone bumps into you hard. Not a polite brush or an accidental nudge, but a deliberate, thoughtless shove. You stop in your tracks, your body tensing, your heart racing. You feel the anger build up in your chest, your face flushing with heat. It's a natural reaction. Something deep inside you wants to scream, to lash out, to make the other person feel the sting of their rudeness. Your hands clench into fists, your breath quickens. For a split second, you are consumed by anger. You want to fight. You want to take back your dignity, your peace. But in that very moment, when the anger is at its peak, there's a choice. You don't have to let the anger take over. You don't have to react, to say the hurtful words, or to let the offense define your day. What if you did something different? What if you paused instead of reacting? What if, instead of letting the world dictate your emotions, you decided to take back control? What if, in that moment, you chose to embrace the Stoic mindset? Imagine that instead of reacting with anger, you simply breathe. You take a deep breath, calm your mind, and remind yourself that your emotions don't have to control you. You step back mentally and realize that the offense, no matter how hurtful, does not define you. The insult, the rudeness, it's not about you. It's about them. It's their moment of weakness, their lack of control. You can either give in and match their negativity, or you can rise above it. The choice is yours. The Stoics understood this truth deeply. They knew that true power lies in our ability to control ourselves, to master our emotions instead of letting them run wild. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "How much more grievous are the wrongs of the soul than the wrongs of the body?" The soul, our inner state, is where true suffering lies. Not in the world around us, but in how we allow the world to affect us. The soul can be wounded by slights, insults, or offenses, but it is not the insult that causes the harm. It's how we react to it. If we allow others' words and actions to control our inner state, we give them power over us. But if we choose to stay calm, centered, and unaffected, we retain our power. Think about this. Every time you allow yourself to be offended, you are giving away your peace. You are allowing someone else's words or actions to dictate your emotions. You are giving them control over your inner state. But when you choose to respond with clarity, with calm, with the unshakable strength of a person who understands that they alone control their emotions. That is where your true power lies. The Stoic mindset teaches us that the only thing we can truly control is our response to the world around us. The world will test us, people will offend us, but how we choose to respond, that is entirely up to us. Seneca, another Stoic master, reminds us, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. The difficulty of facing an offense is not in the insult itself, but in our fear of losing control. It's the fear of letting our emotions take over, the fear of being vulnerable to hurt. But the Stoics understood that we have the power to choose our reactions, to pause before responding, to step back and ask ourselves, what is within my control? What power do I have in this situation? And in that moment of reflection, we realize that the true power lies is not in fighting back, but in choosing peace. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who was once a slave, told us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The world will throw all kinds of challenges our way, some big, some small, but it's how we react to those challenges that defines us. The key to freedom, the key to inner peace is in our ability to control how we respond. If we allow ourselves to react with anger, with resentment, we are giving away our peace. But if we choose to breathe, to pause, to respond with clarity and calm, we reclaim our power. In that moment, when someone offends you, when you feel your temper rising, remember this. This is your moment of power. This is where you can decide who you will be. Will you let anger control you, or will you be the master of your own mind? It's not easy. It takes practice. It takes discipline. But the Stoics believe that the key to peace, to happiness, is in learning to master our own minds. The Stoic way is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending that life is perfect. It's about recognizing that your emotional well-being is not dependent on external events, but on your ability to respond to them. Life will always have its challenges. People will always test us, but by embracing the Stoic mindset, we can build a resilient, peaceful mind, one that remains unshaken by the storms of life. So the next time you feel offended, take a moment, breathe, step back, and ask yourself, what is within my control? What is the power I have in this moment? In that stillness, you will find the strength to rise above the insult, to move through the day with grace and peace. And in doing so, you will reclaim your power, your true power. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So when you're offended, choose your thoughts wisely. Choose peace. Choose stoicism.